What's going on YouTube? This is OminousZ, and I've been getting a few questions regarding my gaming setup and how I like to play, and just, in a nutshell, what I use for recording and how I do it. Alright, so let's get right into it, guys. As you can see here, I'm running two monitors. I don't play with the both monitors. I actually keep this one on the left off, but I use this one for recording and this one for gaming. Okay, the gaming monitor is actually a BenQ. It's a 120 hertz monitor. Okay, outstanding. I mean, the difference between a 120 hertz and a 60 hertz monitor is like night and day. Okay, and then I use my AverMedia capture card for recording. Okay, this is actually the clicker to record and to stop recording with the capture card. The reason why I use this card is because, in the past I used to use Fraps, and Fraps is an outstanding program. However, it uses a lot of hard drive space, and it takes a lot of frames to run Fraps. So you're going to get, no less than probably like a 7 to 10 frame rate drop every time you're recording with Fraps. And I didn't like that because, when you're playing a game, especially like a first-person shooter, competitively, especially, you want all the frames possible. Okay, guys? So as you can see here, here's my keyboard, my mouse, which is my Logitech G700. It's a wireless mouse. I have it hooked up wired right now because it's charging, and also you can play wired or wireless. I will tell you, this mouse is outstanding. Never had a problem with lag or latency. With it, I have 12 buttons on the mouse. You got your left, right, your push down, 2 more buttons here, 3 here, 4 more on the side of your thumb. Okay, there's all my most important functions are mapped to these buttons. And then I have my Xbox controller, which we'll get into in a little bit. Okay, and I have a Mac there, but I don't use that for gaming at all. Okay, that's just for my regular browsing, internet, emails. I don't use my computer for nothing less than gaming. Okay, I don't use that for internet. I use it for emails. You don't want to get viruses. You don't want to, you don't want your computer compromised at all. That's why I have a separate system for doing so. Now, really quick to get into my tower there, I basically bought an iBuyPower PC, a base system, okay, but that came with a nice i7 960K processor, MSI motherboard, came with a basic graphic card. I upgraded the RAM to 18 gigs. I upgraded that graphic card to the EVGA NVIDIA GTX 580, which is an amazing graphic card. I've got one SSD drive to run my operating system on. I've got a second SSD drive that runs my gaming stuff. I've got 1 terabyte hard drive for all my recorded videos, and a second terabyte hard drive for all editing and storage of those videos. I've got a Logitech speaker system. It's 5.1 speaker systems. Got the subwoofers down below. But I also have a headset that's hooked up. It's the actual Turtle Beach X12. They're Xbox headsets, but that can also be used with PC. Now I got to tell you, these headsets are amazing. They're great headsets for the money. They work well. Never had a problem with them. All right. And lastly, I have my gaming glasses. Okay, they're MLG certified. These are from Gunnar. Okay, you can't see it there, MLG, but they're from Gunnar. That's Gunnar. Now, as you can notice here with these glasses, they have a yellow tint on them. They're very light and they're very thin, which don't conflict with your headset. So you can actually put them on, put on your headset, and you won't even know they're there. Now, the reason for these glasses, a couple of things. Number one, after hours of gaming, or you have problems with your eyes drying out, or they start to get a little red, these glasses, because of that yellow tint, will avoid that. It will keep your eyes moist, and it will reduce your fatigue. And also, what I like about them, they give you a slight zoom to your screen, which kind of gives you a little bit of the advantage, because you're looking at your screen now, but then imagine when you put on the glasses, they'll give you a slight zoom. Okay, which is pretty nice, actually. So you may want to check it out. Look online, look at some of the reviews, and let me know what you guys think. I know I love them. They're great. Now let's get into the actual gaming how I like to play. Now, notice I have my keyboard up top, I have my Xbox controller below, and my mouse kind of next to each other. For the simple fact is, I use this keyboard as a secondary gaming device. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, basically all my non-essential functions, like maybe a map or looking at my scoring, chatting, you know, that's what I use the keyboard for. But all my gaming movement, my soldier movement, my flying, I use the controller. Now I use half of the controller in my left hand like this. I set it on this little pad here. Okay, it's nice and soft. It's not like on a hard surface. So I'll have my left hand here, and this is how I move my soldier. Okay, this is how I move the player. I have all these buttons mapped, okay, with the keyboard. All these are important buttons here. You know, switching weapons, the map, throwing grenades, sprinting, crouching, all that stuff. And then the rest of the buttons I have mapped to my mouse. So I'll use the mouse in my right hand, and I'll use the Xbox controller in my left, and I don't move. This is what I do. Now, if I'm gonna fly, I'll take my right hand off my mouse, and I'll grab the controller, and I'll fly. Okay, in a plane, in a jet, whatever. And then I get out, and then I go back to this configuration. But my left hand doesn't move unless I'm typing. Okay, guys? So this is my gaming setup. This is what I like to do. Let me know what you guys think down below. Rate, comment, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the battlefield. Take care.